What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. We got some breaking news, potential breaking news. I can't stress this enough. This is a rumor. Says in the title, it's a rumor, and I don't know how true it is, but it has an article and a link in the description. It's an article to it, so y'all let me know. And if it's real, we're gonna learn about it in the next few hours or a day or two. But potentially, Kubrat Pulev, I call him Kubrat Pulev. If you're new to my channel, it's just a play on words. I'm just just messing around. He's a solid fighter. I have nothing but respect for Pulev. Kubrat Pulev is what I call him. Has suffered a shoulder injury. That was reported. Potential shoulder injury. October 6th. He wanted to go through with the fight because he's making $5 million. And they sold all these tickets over there in Wales, Cardiff, Wales, in this new stadium. I think they sold like 70,000 tickets with him and Anthony Joshua. But now it's being reported that he had a pectoral tear. I think that's what the article says. It's a tear of the chest muscle. And I've seen American football players, crumble because of that injury. Season is over with. There's no way you can fight through that if that's the case. A pectoral tear is terrible. It takes a long recovery period, and I see a lot of guys suffer that during training, weightlifting, or strain on that pectoral muscle. Because when you work out, for my workout heads, that you tear down the muscle, and when it repairs stronger. Anytime you lifting weights, you're tearing down the muscle. And then, you put the protein in your body or whatever, amino acids, whatever you eat your food, you building that muscle back up and it builds down, it builds up stronger each time you tear it down and build it up. And that's why they say don't work on the same muscle too much during the week. Because, you could suffer injury, especially when you get older. And Pulev is about 35, 36 years old. And, this is huge news. This is news that some people might be happy with, and if you bought tickets, you may not be happy with. It's a couple weeks out to the fight. Nobody really wanted to see this fight in America. Everybody wanted to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder or Luis Ortiz at that time. But he had an IBF mandatory. And for everybody that's just joined the channel, about a month or two ago, I did a story on Pulev didn't want to take this fight. He said he wasn't mentally and physically ready. He did an interview on his Facebook page. It was in his country's language, which you could translate it through Facebook Translator. And he says he was out of shape. He says mentally he was ready for this fight, but physically he wasn't ready. And he said he needed 3 to 4 months or 3 to 5 months to 3 to 6 months. It was something like that to properly train for this fight and get ready. Said he wasn't on talking terms with his manager or his promoter. But when $5 million comes swinging down, they threw extra on top of that. And, he took the fight, he got on good terms with his promoter and his manager real quick on $5 million. At the end of your career, when you're almost 40 years old, yeah, you're going to do what you got to do. And I think he was trying to get in shape, work real hard, and have a good account of himself because he didn't want to take the fight at first. He felt like they was forcing him to take a fight, but he knew that he was the mandatory. So no built-in excuses for him. But this is what happens. He took food out of his mouth by not staying ready, because as a professional athlete, you, especially in a boxing world, you should always stay ready. You never know what can happen, especially when you're not a champion. You right on the cusp of being a champion. He knew for months that he was the mandatory. Maybe he thought like everybody else that Klitschko would take the fight, and he didn't take the fight. So at the end of the day, he pretty much messed himself over in Pulev. And I know Anthony Joshua was sitting there like, what the hell, if this is true. Like I said, it's a rumor. I don't know why he wouldn't stay in shape, because I'm pretty sure, and if this is accurate, I'm pretty 99.9% sure that him being so out of shape, coming to this fight and trying to bring his health up to speed so fast was the reason for this. And God bless him, man. God bless Anthony Joshua that he finds a proper replacement. It ain't like he was fighting Deontay Wilder, where this is a big event where a quick patch replacement can't fill in. His money won't be the same. Pulev is nothing special, to the American public on Showtime. And maybe he is over there in the UK where people really want to see him take on Anthony Joshua. But, the reality over here is, in America, is that he's going to beat Pulev. And a few of my UK friends feel the same way. They should beat him in a couple rounds. So, they potentially threw some names out there, I believe, in the article, or the guy who posted the article. I checked it out. Carlos Takam, he been defeated by Joseph Parker. Had a close fight with Joseph Parker way back when. I think he beat Irish, or had a draw with Irish Mike Perez. I guess. But I think the logical thing would be to elevate Dylan White to the main event. I know he just signed a little deal to fight the Hastine guy. I mean, you can have Carlos take him, fight him. You can elevate Dylan White to fight Anthony Joshua. Since Dylan White wants to fight Deontay Wilder so bad, why not fight Anthony Joshua in the rematch? I really enjoyed the first fight with Dylan White and Anthony Joshua, and that really let me know that Anthony Joshua was a real dog. And I get a lot of backlash for tearing Anthony Joshua down, but I don't do that. I tell you every time, I don't understand why he doesn't want to fight Deontay Wilder or Luis Ortiz at the time before he got popped again for PDs. Because I feel like he had beat those guys. He had solidified himself as one of the top boxers overall in the sport of boxing. I don't know why he doesn't want those fights. But they must know something that we don't know. I guess the chin with Klitschko, whatever. But I just think he's head and shoulders above the rest, potentially. But like I said, the champion is vacant. Tyson Fury's coming back. So maybe he's turning his eyes to that. But let's see what they do and let's see if this trio, we out.